Hello everyone, this is Zibo and welcome to today's How Worthy is Eskesachs Mode.R video. So in today's video, there will be some changes for the second exclusive weapon How Worthy videos, because the second EX weapon is probably to boost the usage for existing units in terms of making them more viable in other game modes other than the ones they are good at. So in Oghma's case, Oghma was pretty decent in PvP content and even Colosseum, but not very good anywhere else. So the introduction of this new EX weapon is to boost his usage in other PvE contents such as defensive, co-op, such as use of raid, as well as, you know, your orbital lift and stuff. So this is the case for all the existing units with 2 EX weapon, because, you know, they're either very skewed to one contents like PvE, and then they are not very good for PvP. So the changes that I will do to this second EX weapon video for the How Worthy series is to just talk about the major changes that the second EX weapon has to offer for the unit. So instead of talking about every single detail, I'm just going to showcase number 1, the animation, the chain skill, and talk about the kit itself. And then secondly, I'm just going to talk about the major changes that the EX weapon is going to offer for this unit. So it will be much more time saving in terms of editing the videos, and it's also more easier for my viewers, which is you guys, to actually absorb the content. So without further ado, let us start today's How Worthy is Eskesachs Mode.R potentially. So if we look at the new EX weapon, other than providing a change to his party buff, normal attack, chain skill, and special ability, it still allows Oghma to equip a shield, but you're only able to get 20% of the standard defense value. And at the same time, you're able to increase the damage dealt by 20%. So what this means for Oghma is that the defensive capability for Oghma is reduced tremendously, but by being able to equip Oghma with a shield, you're able to benefit from stats such as weapon skill regen speed, such as attack, such as skill damage if you do have any on the shield itself. So it's bonus stats for Oghma, even though he is significantly less tanky in this weapon mode. So since we are on the second EX weapon, the exclusive weapon skill Cluster Missile deals 270% DPS damage with a decent regen time of 8.2 seconds. So this weapon skill is a stationary weapon skill. In the case of Arena, if your opponent is always moving or is very mobile, it's going to be pretty hard to chain. You probably need like 3 or 4 skills to chain. However, if your opponent stands on the spot and takes the full ticks from the weapon skill itself, you're going to probably chain them in 2, so do take note of that. So the EX weapon changes his party buff from defense plus 45% to skill damage plus 90%, and allows him to shoot out ESP drones, which follows the target and then inflict damage by firing lasers. So the normal attack cannot really pass through walls, but on the last bullet, you're able to reduce the defense of your enemies by 20% for 5 seconds. So Oghma's chain skill, Iron Rider Break, is probably an homage to the Kamen Rider series, where he actually transforms into a robot, or like he delivers a powerful kick to the enemy. So in this chain skill, he's able to do 500% DPS melee damage, and it allows him to attack in the rider mode, which is the aeroplane mode that you guys can see. And in this rider mode, right, or rather when he's in his rider form, the crit hit chance increases by 15%, and energy is not consumed when you use the normal attack. So the lower defense effect also applies immediately, which means you're able to attack through walls and have your crit hit chance increase when you transform into the plane mode. And so this will allow him to hit a little harder in the plane mode for his normal attack, but most of the time in Arena, if you're able to chain your opponent, you're probably able to kill them already. So this second part, you know, the normal attack part, is more for PvE contents where you're fighting monsters over an extended period. And his special ability, Psychic Generator, decreases the damage taken by Oghma from the drone's protection effect, and also increases his damage dealt by 30% whenever you use the drone. So using the drone and then attacking at the same time will allow you to do more damage, or using the drone and then using your weapon skill will allow you to do more damage at the same time. So next, moving forward, personally, I feel that this change to Oghma is a good one, because with the gun mode, Oghma is actually quite viable in the different game modes. He's a lot more viable in PvE contents such as raid, as well as co-op defense, And at the same time, even within Arena itself, yes, he's not the best unit to run in Arena, but he's pretty viable there in certain maps which he has the capability to run and then abuse his chain skill ability. So that's one thing for Oghma, and I personally think that's a good thing because he's not overpowered in Arena, and in terms of raid, he's a lot more usable. I think in fact I've seen quite a few top KR players use him in their raid teams, and the damage output from the dark range raid team is just insane. So yeah, Oghma is probably a must for those teams, and any unit with a defense debuff is always going to be usable for raid itself. So that's my take about Oghma. Now, if you do want to try him in the arena, he's definitely very viable in the weapon skill regen speed team, where he's able to spam out his weapon skill and then chain the opponent more easily. And I've also seen Oghma being put with a defense buff as well as a range buff for him to abuse his drones ability to just run around, fire the drones. And the playstyle for Oghma in arena is pretty similar, but instead of picking up boxes and being defensive and being a mid shield, Oghma is more of, you know, running around and then finding opportunities to actually chain your opponent. So that's one thing which will sort of refresh Oghma, at least within arena, because that will be a cool thing, especially in Masters Arena, not knowing what EX weapon the opponent's Oghma is equipped with. So how worthy is Eskesachs Mode.R potentially? If you like the idea of a Gundam with real guns, then you will definitely love this EX weapon because it's a great addition for Oghma, as it offers more flexibility in terms of play style as well as game modes that you can run Oghma in. It is also a must-have for you to have this range Oghma in your dark range raid team because of the defense debuff as well as his massive damage potential. With the shift of dark raid teams dealing more damage towards the range spectrum right now, Oghma is definitely a great addition to your team if you haven't completed your dark team yet. So you want to get Oghma and then you want to get the gun, right, if you're a new player to the game. However, do take note that Guardian Tale's 2nd anniversary is incoming, so the new units could be a better unit. Do take note, usually anniversary units, they might not be that strong, but they can actually overtune the unit sometimes as well, so we do not know, right? I'm not gonna make any conclusions on that, but there's also a possibility that a new legendary unit, which is Kaden, could potentially appear in the story soon. So, you know, if you are somebody with not a lot of gems lying around and you do not spend a lot on the game, then I'll say that this EX weapon is not a top priority because you have a lot of other options that you can, you know, replace with Oghma and also have the same level of flexibility in Guardian Tales itself. So yep, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video is helpful as usual, and do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more videos from this channel. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.